Saturday, day before Mother's Day. 3 people died in the accident. He was hospitalized. I just want to talk about the fact that, like, not saying the NIL has something to do with it. Of course it don't. But it also is putting kids in positions. Listen to what I said kids. You know what I'm saying? Because you still young at that age. You know what I'm saying? And you kind of living, you know how we was at that age. We were living on the edge a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think you could do certain things. You think you could get away. But lately, if we think about it, a lot of these kids are creating a life that they can't know, like, you know what I'm saying, they can't get away from. So, like, now this kid that had a potential career of being an NFL player, he's going through a homicide right now.
Welcome back to another episode of the Growth Power Success Podcast. You already know the usual suspects. We back in the building. We got Briefcase Tony on the end. Brief, what's happening?
What's up? What's up, my brother?
Yeah, you already know. Spider on the check-in.
What it is?
Barry G done slid in the building.
What we doing?
Man, you already know we're here. Let's get, but yeah, before we get into it, what we did this weekend, fellas, Mother's Day weekend. I'm kind of upset that we didn't get to have a Mother's Day segment last week. I didn't remember until I was damn near on the way home after we left the pod, but how was the weekend?
I had a good weekend. That's why my voice sound like this, bro. It was kind of wild, but it was good.
That boy was lit. He was outside.
Yeah, it was a good weekend. I got a text saying, damn, it's not Father's Day. You know? Hey, man, shit.
That's
you
funny.
outside. You know?
That's funny. Yeah, I had a good weekend. I had a fucking crazy week in general. I went out six nights out of 7, so that lets you know what kind of week I had.
Rockstar.
Definitely. I had a great weekend too. Not too much going on. Honestly, I just really appreciate my mama. You know what I'm saying? Like, helping me become the man that I am, being a single mother. I was just with her last week doing her surgery, so it's just like able to talk to her and, you know, just be a person that she could talk to, just build a better relationship with my mom. So I think that was the greatest part about being present for my mom during, you know, her surgery and also Mother's Day.
That's what's up. She good, though?
Yeah, she real good, man. She don't listen to her doctor, though, but she real good. She already back at work. So.
Boy, old people are stubborn.
Ooh, tell me about it.
My weekend was cool. It was good. You know what I mean? Mother's Day. And I have another one I got to, I guess, focus on 2 weeks from now. Haitian's Mother's Day. But nonetheless, it was good. You know, spent time with the family. Went out to eat. You know, just as a unit, as a group. Spend time, quality time. Let the kids play a little bit, whatever. But, you know, focused on the holiday itself. Just highlighting, you know, the fact that it was Mother's Day. Although real mothers that I know of should be celebrated every day.
Facts.
You know? You can highlight it that one day, make it a little special, a little bit more special. But if you got a good mother or if you know good mothers, highlight them every day so that way they get the flowers, they're appreciated for what they do. Brief boy, you look like you ready to take off on that.
Nah. I read she's fucking them chips up back there.
Going ham.
Damn, you made me want to get a bag. Hey, but so Mother's Day, honestly, I celebrate Mother's Day differently every year.
Okay.
Some years I do all mothers.
Yeah.
And some year I just do my mother.
Okay.
Like yesterday, I didn't even call my grandmothers and tell them. I specifically kept it for mother. Like I was taught this is how I was taught. The Mother's Day is for your mother, the person that brought you into the world.
Yeah.
But you know, women always want something. It is what it is. We want a free gift.
There you go.
You know how that go. So they attach. I'm a mother. Okay. When your kid supposed to go to school, put some paint on his hand, put it on the car. How here you go, mother. But then some years I celebrate all mothers.
Yeah.
My sister, BM, the grandmothers. But this year I did a mother only Mother's Day.
Nah,
Yeah.
but that's your choice. That's your prerogative. You have the choice if you want to celebrate simply a mother or.
But I
everyone
know
else,
for
like you
sure, because I am single. If I was in the house with a woman, it ain't no way. I don't think I could be able to pull that off. If she got a kid.
Yeah, no,
If she had my kid, there's no way I don't think I could be able to pull that off.
said. Nah, but you could, as far as what her and your mother,
Yeah, it'd probably just be her and my mother.
you could do your grandmother too. That's still part of the lineage
Yeah,
of the
no, but
family.
like I said, some year I do that.
Yeah.
But if you marry and you got kids, your wife, you go have to do something for her.
No, of course.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Because we
You have
appreciate
to.
it.
That's necessary.
I just do the dog. I tell my lady, Happy Mother's Day, even though we got a dog. But shit, hey,
Nah,
So-
it's
so-
gonna change.
yeah,
When
so-
y'all have a
so-
real
yeah.
baby, it's gonna change.
but some women appreciate that though. Even if y'all just dog owners, that's your child at the moment. So
Nah, it is because you're taking care of it.
yeah, because
You raised it.
when sometimes I can't get home, she got to take him out, or she
Shit.
got to nurture, or
Zulu was my first kid. You know how I feel about my dog.
How long you had Zulu?
Like 6 years.
I'm going on 4.
Spider, you a dog lover. You had a dog?
When I was in Little Haiti, remember I had the 2 pit bulls?
Yeah, you did.
You're not a dog lover. Your dog don't sleep with you. You got your dog tied up to a tree in the
I
backyard.
done slept with dogs a couple times. I ain't gonna play
Hey, that's not your dog.
Brief, you taking
gonna
it
play
too
crazy.
far, man.
Yeah.
That's where we dog in the bed. I sent you the video. I know you saw it. Dogs shouldn't be in the house at all. They carry all types of parasites.
That's if they are outside dog. But we hold that down.
Never mind all that. Breaking news, fellas. Breaking news. News just broke. Tory Lanez stabbed 14 times in prison. So, what you think that has to do with? Because clearly we don't have the full details about it.
I think he a trophy, bro. When a celebrity hit the yard, I mean, some people you can manipulate with your money. You can build an army.
Yeah.
But some guys, they just want the clout. I'm the one that took down Tory Lanez,
Yeah.
But I mean,
It could be a number of things. It could be some bad business that was done on his end. He probably was supposed to take care of some people in there that he promised them, and they,
who knows?
went and got active on them. But it could also be what you said as well.
But that's why a lot of those celebrities, they PC up.
Yeah.
They roll it up. But you can tell he have the Napoleon complex probably.
Yeah.
So for sure, he's not no fuck nigga. That's for sure. Tory Lanez not no fuck nigga. Like he go fight. I know he is. He like that. So I wouldn't expect him to PC up. But you gotta, you know what come with that, bro.
Yeah.
Some people don't give a fuck about you, Tory Lanez in prison. I got life. I'm never gonna be with another woman again. They were worrying about a Tory Lanez. Actually, he in the way. He getting too much attention. Let's get this nigga up out of here. That's some people's mindset, bro. Nigga getting too much attention, man.
Don't quote me on this, but I'm hearing whispers that he's supposed to be coming home soon.
I hope he do, man. That brother shouldn't have been in jail, bro.
I'm hearing whispers that he's supposed to be home within the next few years, if not sooner.
This is my thing. We all done some shit when we was younger, bro, that was like, we made a mistake. Tipsy one night with the situation with him and what's her name? The Amazon motherfucker.
Megan.
Yeah, I don't say her name no more, bro. But
Treat that be like Freddie Cool.
one of them drunk nights, bro. We millionaires. We living like a rock star. You know how you take a gun, right?
Yeah.
He should have never did it. You know how you pump fake sometimes?
Bro, they're saying that he didn't even.
Nah, he took the gun away from
he took
Kelsey.
he wasn't even the
It
shooter.
was Kelsey who pulled out the fire.
But the
The
fact that
homegirl.
Megan really pressed the issue, and people, she a rat, bro.
She pressed the issue because he was sleeping and fucking Megan, and that's her quote unquote best friend. So she, and and her feelings about, because they were supposed to be a couple, right?
Kelsey was
I ain't gonna lie,
dating
Tory,
Tory,
that
but what
nigga,
happened?
man.
Yeah, so what happened was,
Kelsey was dating Tory.
yeah, that's why the beef, because Megan was just supposed to be the friend. That's what happened.
But
Tory was
Megan and
not.
Tory was public on the
Nah,
red carpet and everything.
nah,
Or that was just all publicity stuff.
Nah, they wasn't even public. They wasn't.
That boy was
They
banging
found
both of
out.
them, bro.
Kelsey
Nah, I
found
knew
out.
that part, but
what
I'm just
happened
saying,
was Kelsey.
prior to that.
Nah, Kelsey found out that Megan was fucking Tory. They was sneaking around. Megan and Tory was sneaking around. Kelsey was a friend that Tory was already piping.
I had it backwards. I'm
Yeah,
thinking Megan
nah,
was with
yeah,
Tory,
nah,
and
nah.
then he was smashing the homegirl. Oh, so she out of pocket. That's
That-
why she.
That's why the whole beat. That's where the fight started from. The homegirls fighting because you supposed to be
Hey.
my homegirl, but you smashing my nigga.
If I can't say this though, I really looked at Megan. I really looked at her. She is bad, man.
You gotta see her perform.
Nah. For real. Like, Megan Thee Stallion really raw. Like,
Go to a concert. I'm telling you.
nah, she really bad. Like, brown skin, got a little height like Emma. She really bad though. But you know,
I ain't doing no 13 years off of that.
yeah,
though.
she ain't worth going to prison for though.
Nah. But I would say just about the Tory Lanez situation, it's a tragic situation for sure. What he going through? But like you said, when he do get out though, what he just went through, he gonna make some money off of that too.
Yeah, but he might not, because some people might say, man, you got punked while you got stabbed. But listen,
I mean, that's prison though.
But,
It ain't like you in the streets though.
yeah, but it's power in words. I listened to the album. He rapping about some type of prison riot, somebody getting stabbed. This is a fact. Go listen to the album. You got to be careful what you say, bro. You got to choose your words carefully. Now, he the victim that just got stabbed. But I think he bounced back. He might PC up. Nah, he ain't PCing up. He go down the shield, bro. He not going to protective custody.
But that boy is very talented. So when he get out, the fans,
Yeah.
his
he
first
outta here, he outta
concert, when he first stepped foot back on the stage,
But I'm hearing that.
I don't seen this man perform. People go crazy for that boy.
But I heard that even when or if he gets out, that he might go straight back to Canada.
Well, they gonna be
I
lit
don't
in
believe he's a
Canada.
U.S. citizen.
He gotta be though.
Pretty sure he's from here, bro.
Yeah, he went to Everglades High School.
Nah. I think he's
From
No,
Canada,
from
bro.
Canada.
But he went to Everglades High School though.
Yeah, but that's
He
fine.
probably
But
did, but I think
if he's still a Canadian citizen, off that felony alone, they could deport him. That's too easy.
But I think what happened was, when you have a green card, it's certain regulations that you gotta obey by when you cross that border.
Yeah, but this is
Because that's what
this
the
is
whole
a
point of him
gun
even
charge. This is
But that's what I'm saying. He had a green card at the time. So it's like you got a green card, but you creating harm. Not I won't say creating harm, but you also creating a sense of like you're not doing right by the United States law. Cause like that's like when I was going to Canada, you had to write a letter to stay over there for a certain amount of time. In order to you couldn't do this, you couldn't do that. They checking you.
you
They got
gotta
the
go back,
dogs.
though.
Like it's different when you cross that border. Honestly, like you see, we going through that right now with Trump. Like yeah, you could be over here, but you might not be able to do whatever you want to do here. There's certain restrictions when you go to other countries, whether you a citizen or not. But he did go to high school here. His baby mama is from here, from Pembroke Pines.
no. But even with that, if he himself is not a U.S. citizen, then they can deport him if they elect to do so.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what I was saying.
I think he used the Canada wave to keep for the fans. When you think about it, like I said, he grew up down the street from here.
Hey, but just my homeboy grew up over town all his life. Until he turned about 30, boy, they sent him home when he kept going to jail.
I know
What'd
a
you
lot
just
of
say?
niggas-
He
I
kept
know
going to
niggas
what?
that got deported.
Tory
Kept
Lanez kept going to what?
He kept going to jail. I'm just saying.
Tory Lanez was
so-
going to jail too, though. We keep forgetting. Tory Lanez
Yeah,
been
but
locked
they probably
up.
were minor infractions. They probably weren't felonies. Like this is a major felony that involves a gun and a victim that's saying that you shot her.
But
see
the
what I'm
reason
saying?
was he already had a gun charge. He was already on probation. He violated his probation. That's why he got locked up, because he wasn't supposed to be around a firearm.
I mean, I don't know. That's
Yeah.
just what I was hearing.
Yeah. No,
I
it's
don't know how accurate that is.
Yeah.
I just hope that brother don't die in jail, bro.
that's the main thing.
It's just what I was hearing,
hope he
allegedly.
don't die in
You know what I
jail,
mean?
bro.
You got to throw that out there, because nowadays, boy, people would take what you're saying and cash it to the bank and be like, yeah, the Growth Process podcast said this, da, 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 da. Fuck y'all motherfuckers.
Don't be shade room, bitch.
Yeah, exactly. But let's segue into friendship, because clearly the friendship was felt between Meg and whatchamacallit. I wanted to bring this to the actual pod to speak on it, but I want y'all to chime in on this. As far as true friendship, because we use that word loosely, right? But like, what exactly is a true friendship to you? And how many people would you say you have in your life that's a true friend, that if your life depended on it, that you could actually call and they'll bail you out? It don't need to be for some large amount of money. It could just be, hey, bruh, nigga, I need you to run me to the hospital. Oh, hey, boy, shit fucked up. I ain't got nothing for, like, how many true friends would you say that you really, really have at this juncture in your life?
I don't know how many, but
That's deep.
a true friend.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because it all depends on what they going through.
That's a good question.
It's interesting. That's an interesting question, bro. That's real good. I ain't gonna lie. Cause I mean, I think we all have those friends, right, that we don't typically see very often, you know. So I think those friends are exempt from the fact that maybe you can't call on them, maybe you can't rely on them for something, but you know that y'all story is just always gonna be, when y'all see each other,
Yeah.
it's just incredible. Like, you know what I'm saying? But outside of that, I would say day to day, man, like, I don't know, man. Oh, man. Because when you think you got one,
They bail on you.
you know? So it's hard to say, man. I say my comfortable number right now is like 5 to 10. And that's a generous amount, honestly. But I'm blessed. You feel me? So, yeah, I say 5 to 10. And that's a blessed amount. I think the average is probably like 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
What you got, Brief?
If I had to put a number on it, you think? If I had to put a number on it, I want to say about true friends. And what defines a true friend again?
Whatever. Anything. Conversation.
Someone who accepts you for who you are.
Accepts you for who you are.
Supports you.
Yeah. If
You feel me?
if you're in dying need, or even if you're not in dying need, they'll be there for you. Just a true friend that don't really need anything from you in return to be your friend.
Okay, well, I count 1, 2. I see 3 right here, or instantly.
Yeah.
For sure. I got a cousin. Just because it's family is friends too.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Like, you know, I got
you could throw that in
I
there.
got like a couple cousins. I want to say about 8. It's about 8 people that I talk to regularly. We have deep conversations. They not no yes men. Nobody here is no yes man. You say how you really feel. You're not just agreeing to everything I say. You know, I don't like that. That's not no friend, bro. Like, I need to hear the hard truth, you know? Let me tell you what a real friend is. I believe I told somebody this before. What a real friend is this. I remember I used to wear goals in my mouth, right? And
But you had a 12-pack?
12-pack, and it fucked up, like, the top real bad. Like it was bad. And this guy, I know, he stepped to me. He said, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. You get too much money, bro. You got insurance, bro. Go get your teeth fixed, bro. Like, but other people knew that, but nobody wouldn't say that.
Yeah, perms.
That's a real friend.
Yeah, perms.
Perms?
Yeah, permanents.
Nah, pullouts, but you know, you
Okay.
young, right? Them shit's like 14, 15. So, you know, you just sleep with them and all of that.
Oh, okay.
But that's a real friend. You got to have an uncomfortable conversation with them.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I got a real friend. I had to get him some game yesterday. Because when he get around women, I notice he like, and maybe this is just his character, right? So everybody got different characters. You guys ever had a friend that kind of like change up when women come around?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Get too jokey and
I don't know. I stay away from them type of niggas.
like I ain't the butt of the joke.
But I ain't gonna
Never.
lie, I don't wingman very much because of that.
Mm.
You gotta pick your wingman very meticulously.
But sometimes you let people slide because you know you got that God confidence, but
fuck that, bro.
But the thing about it is by perception of what these other people thinking. Yeah, man, you can joke around all the time, but we don't really know these chicks, and we don't want to give them the wrong impression because I don't want them playing with me. You know, it's not really that situation with him. I'm just talking about in general. It's guys like that.
Yeah.
They go around, they bros, chicks come around, they get too jokey. Nah, bro, we do that when we by ourselves, bro. Stay in character, bro. Because if this bitch try to do it, say what you say, I'm gonna have her crying, and that's not fair.
Right.
So don't give her the impression she can play with me. You know, I'm not the jokey man.
Yeah.
I mean, I got paint on my face and a red nose. I'm a clown.
Right.
Am I in a circus?
Got you.
But those the type of you gotta have the uncomfortable conversations with people, you know? And yeah. But that's real friendship. So I want to say about 25 and 10.
That's a good number.
Yeah, that's a good number.
Yeah.
You know, it sound like you about to double back
I
on it.
mean, what?
You gonna chime in on it some more?
I was saying, like I said, I ain't got no number on it for sure. Cause it's like I said, it's people that became friends in moments that I didn't expect. But I think the best thing I can always do is be the true friend. I try to hold myself to that standard as a true friend.
Yeah, that's good.
And if I
You
can
right,
hold
bro.
myself as that, then whatever comes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if I could be the best version of being a true friend to a person where they can speak about me in that sense, then I don't really look to, you know what I'm saying, critique who you are as a friend. Because if I'm being a true friend to you, obviously it's coming back tenfold. So I'm not really the type to be like, oh, is he a true friend? Because we all got our issues. We all go through our ups and downs. So I never really hold grudges with people. I just, you know, let life be life. You know what I'm saying? So, because when I die, my true friend's going to be there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how I
But
look at it.
I'm going
though.
to say this. Before I call somebody a friend, they've been tested. You may not know you've been tested, but you've been tested. I put you through the briefcase test.
I pass, homie.
Yeah, you passed. You passed.
What's the briefcase test?
You passed. Spider almost failed, but he passed. You passed.
What's the briefcase test?
It's sometimes I might leave 100. I might leave a loose 100 under this right on the passenger seat, and I know you getting in the car. You know. I might, hey, listen, you want to know if you got a real friend for real? Just do this. Not no big money. Make it some petty money. Call 10 people you know and say, hey, listen, I need $100. Or say, look, if you ain't got 100, whatever you can do, cash app it. And actually, Maye, shout out my boy Maye. I just tested him out, my Haitian homeboy, good dude. Because he called me earlier and I ain't answered, and he called me back again. I was at dinner. I said, hey, bro, look, man. I FaceTimed him. I said, I'm with this chick, man, overlooking the ocean. I went past my limit, boy. I need 150, bro. I hit him up. He like, for real? He said, yeah, I got you. I'm sending the cash out. I said, all right. You got to test people, bro. So look, call 10 people you know and ask for 50 to $100 and see who give it to you. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Somebody called me for $100. If I got it, I'm going to give it to them. But if I don't got it, I'm going to give them something. That's all you want to hear. Hey, man, I can't give you 100. I got about 20. That's it. They passed. Hey, man, I'm going to call you back, boy. You don't hear from them next week. There you know. You got to test people out. Yeah.
No, hold on. How this spider almost fell? Before I get into the hottest
That
spot I
time
almost
at
felt.
Dunkanu, bro, I know what he talking about, bro. I know what he
Oh,
talking about.
I'm gonna tell a story.
That's what
So,
he talking about.
Oh Lord.
How you almost failed the brief test.
all right, so that's how you almost failed the test. I'm home chilling. Laid up like a big dog. I got the small dog next. I got Zulu next to me. I'm chilling, bro. I'm watching TV. He called me. Hey, bro, come outside. We in Dunkin' News. I got the section, blah, blah, blah. All right, I'm on my way. Remember what I said prior to that. I'm chilling, right?
Yeah.
I get the Dunkin' News. I don't see Spider. So I didn't call him. I text him, hey, did you leave? He didn't reply. So I'm like, okay. So I wait like 30 minutes. Now I called him. I hear him say something. Oh, blah, and I hear people in the back. And then we hung up. But it wasn't no, it sounded like he hung up, keeping it real. That's what it sounded like. But I ain't stressing the issue, because why I'm on the phone to him, some chick just sat next to me that looked good. So now I'm not even thinking about him no more. I never even call him back.
That's what happened. Now it makes sense.
No, I never even call him back. I ended up meeting somebody and I had a great night. So you know what? Let me thank you for that, for bringing me out for that. Yeah, you brought me out for that. But the next day, I'm like, damn, he never even texted me back. So this nigga got me out the house. I went somewhere, he told me to come. He wasn't there. I talked to him, and he never even texted me, hey, bro, I'm going over here. Meet me at this. So what do that sound like to y'all?
A little ghost.
Does that sound a little?
Yeah.
Missing the action, man.
But I ain't stressing because I came up that night. But still, just the principle. And guess what? Did we have a conversation about it?
Yeah.
I called them. We had a conversation about it.
Yeah, 100%. We spoke about it.
And there was nothing like that. Miscommunication.
100%.
That's all it was. Miscommunication. He thought he told me on the phone, we going to play, whatever they was going. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear it. I heard him saying something, but I didn't hear that. But totally miscommunication.
Sometimes it be that, and people overthink it, and then it escalates into something else.
80% of issues are miscommunication.
Yeah.
Because what they say, emotional, forget what they say.
When emotions are high, logic is low.
Nah, emotional intelligence is not about what you say, it's about how you say it. You can say the most harsh shit in the world, it's about the way you say it, the way you deliver it to the person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You feel me? And I would say it's the same way when it comes to receiving. And I think that, I've been in situations where I receive something and I'm receiving it in a completely different fashion than the person next to me. You feel me? Like, you ever been with someone and someone says something, a third person says something, and your person, somebody's offended by it, but you're like, shit, it wasn't that serious. Like, you think it to yourself, like, it wasn't that serious. You feel me? And it just comes down to perspective. That person not understanding where this person is coming from. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
But I knew it wasn't personal because the fact that you even called me and told me to come out, that means you fuck with me. I'm the bro.
Facts.
Yeah.
Cause you don't call nobody to come out you don't fuck with.
I don't
That's
really
just
call
weird.
people at all. It's a post and hey, this where I'm at. Like, if I call you, I want you there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So it's
sure.
miscommunication,
To go back to the original question, for me, I would say it's about, including y'all here, I would say about 6, maybe 7. Without y'all, of course, 3 to 4. And the purpose of this question is because I do a lot of self-audits. I believe it's necessary. So if you're watching this, audit everything around you, including your friends, including family, whatever the case may be. So certain situations come up. Like you say, you test people. Sometimes it's not even a test. It's just the situation appears, and then these are the individuals that you feel like you could lean on, you could rely on, and then that's not what happens. Now, in certain instances, maybe they're not able to, which, you got to be able to understand that. But if you know deep down that they're able to, and they've expressed it in different areas where like, hold on, you could have done this, but you elected not to, then at that point, I believe you have the right to address it or assess it however you feel you want to handle it. But yeah, it's about 3 to 4. I used to have like a large circle or crew or clique, however you want to call it, that I used to run with, and I used to, be down with. And I'm still cool with them. No beef, no pressure. But as you get older, you I guess you I don't want to say part ways, but life pull you in different directions. And then when the time comes, but sometimes life can pull you into a different direction, and then you're still thinking like, okay, this individual is still solid, we still tight. But I guess that's another measure of true friendship. It's time, distance, and not being as communicative. You get what I'm saying? It's like if us not speaking for a week or a month or however long it may be, a couple of months, affects our friendship, then we really truly have a friendship. You get what I'm saying? We're supposed to pick up from where we left off, however long it could have been. You could have went up the road and did a stint, come home a few years later. If you're my boy, I rock with you. I fought you. Like, that's not going to change anything. We picking up from where we left off with the prison stories and everything else that happened on the outside when you weren't here, on top of what we already had. So, just assessing, reevaluating a lot of things, and I came to the realization that, it's definitely under 10 for sure. And, as you get older, you just grade stuff and view things from a different perspective. And then you start to realize, like, damn, was I pouring more into this than this other individual was? And not from the monetary perspective, just more so from the friendship perspective. Like, I think I fucked with you a little bit more than you fucked with me.
Yeah. For me, it was always hard to really judge how many genuine friends I had because I'm gonna be honest, I always been turned, bro. I always had a nice crib, nice cars. So people always gravitated towards me.
That's where it gets hard.
It get hard because a lot of people intentions wasn't right. But this one I realized most niggas fuck niggas. This one move right here. I sold the vehicle, one particular car that was lit. And when I seen so many people disappear after that, I'm like, you was around me because of a car?
Niggas moving like hoes.
But I noticed in the black community, black people put so much value on the car, bro. That is a shame. Like, if you go get a nice car and pull up, that's all you need in the black community, bro. The impressive motherfucker. It's that simple, bro. A simple ass car, bro. Cause I ain't gonna lie, recently, a couple of months ago, I was just like, man, I'm gonna go in and buy this Tesla truck rapid. Cause in my head, I like the little babies on. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna compete with him. And I thought about it, I said, fuck that. What I'm doing that for? So I can have a bunch of groupie niggas coming around? It don't make sense, bro. I done seen the power of cars, bro. And black people, bro, we put too much value on cars, bro. Like, but I sold one vehicle and I'm like, damn, like, that's what this shit was about? That's when I said, yeah, man, we ain't right. We ain't right.
That's why it's important for you to be the best friend, the true friend you can be, and just let God take over the rest. Because like I always say, like, God will show you who is who at the end of the day. So, like, for me, I do the best that I can to make sure everybody understand, like, where I'm coming from and how I am. And, if I can't be there at times, then I can't be there at times. But that don't take away all the stuff that I was there for. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So it's like,
none of us perfect, bro. We gonna fall short, bro.
So,
sometimes.
Like I said, I don't hold people to
for
a certain standard. I just feel like just try to be there as best as you can. You know what I'm saying? For as long as you can. Cause I don't have I got a partner. Everybody know my partner. Y'all met my partner. Me and bruh been homies since the sandbox, honestly. But the difference between me and him now is that we getting older. Things is required. Like, I'm living a different life than he living, and he living a different life than I'm living. But there's an understanding of, like, we don't kick it no more. We don't go out no more. But it's like, you still my dog. You still, what I'm saying? We still friends. We don't make money together. We don't party together. We don't travel together. We don't did it all. But at this moment in our life, we got to focus on us individually to get to where we trying to go. So I always remember like the movie The Wood. Remember how them boys were tripping?
Yeah.
Because one was leaving and the other one getting married. But it makes sense though. Like that's how life is. You got to grow. You know what I'm saying? You're going to grow into your own man. You ain't going to never be, you know what I'm saying? You got to be your own person. So
Yeah, it's the evolution of life.
Yeah, but long as you got money, you're not gonna meet no real friends, bro. You got to be fucked up or lose it all. To see the genuine, organic friendships, bro. Long as you up, everybody want to attach themselves to success. And I get it. That's what you should do, right? But some people, bro, it's just not organic, my nigga. Like,
Straight up.
yeah. As long as you got a bag, you shining, shit, you can be living with your mama. You get the right car, you have the city in the frizzle off a car. So I'm just keeping it real, bro.
Nah,
So-
you're right about that. Spider, why you laughed earlier when he mentioned the
Because,
car?
bro, early on, whatever the fucking interview he was on, he was like, I got a fast car and I got access to a lot of bitches in poverty.
Oh yeah, Corey
Talking about
Holcomb.
Corey
Yeah, that's a
Holcomb.
real thing, bro.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's why I laughed. It was like, he said he got a car. That's all you need, nigga.
That's all you need,
Real
bro.
talk. That shit was just funny. I was having a conversation with someone earlier. Remember I told you the Philly artist?
Yeah.
This is my boy, Marizi. And earlier I just had, like, we ain't know each other that long. I met him in the club and we follow each other and shit like that. But when I seen him start dropping music, I was like, hold on, this nigga hard. You feel me? Not only is he hard, he's different from the typical artist that I'm around right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we ended up linking at a couple studio sessions and shit like that. And I really, really, really fuck with his work. We ended up doing some music together. And today I was just sitting down thinking. I ran across one of his posts and then I was like, oh shit, let me send him a text. And I was just like, yo, whenever you're ready for, the media outlets, like On the Radar, Blockwork, iHeartRadio, et cetera, let me know. I'll plug you in, Then he was like, damn, appreciate that. That's fire. Woo, woo. Then after that, I was like, yo, website, merch, et cetera, put some thoughts into that. You give yourself some leverage. When you drop, you'll have everything packaged up already. Woo, woo. He was like, damn, bro, I really appreciate you because you do this shit for free. You feel me? And I was like, he said, you must really believe in this shit. I was like, yeah, bro, 100%. I believe in you. I fuck with it. And, my resources are yours. You feel me? And it's just like, again, I don't know him that long, but we on the same I feel like we on the same frequency. It's like we in the same point in our life where it's just like we all in on this shit. You feel me? And it's like a lot of people ain't gonna understand it. Yeah, so you gonna fall out with people and as you go up, motherfuckers wanna stick to you. When you got, you feel me, fly shit on or you driving some shit and niggas don't be having your real your best interest at heart for real,
Nah, that's real.
And
that's real.
He could feel that I got his best interest. I don't want your bread, bro. I don't want nothing from you. I just want to see you go up, cause I fuck with it. Like, I fuck with it.
Nah, that's just dope.
You feel me?
Right.
And he receptive to what I'm saying. So it's like, you got that homie you might believe in, but he not receptive to what you saying. So he won't grow because he won't allow you to help him grow.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah. And a real friend will have his own mind. You got to be careful speaking negative towards somebody. Let's say somebody come to you and ask you about a specific person. It's wise to just be neutral. Because it's easy to agree with somebody.
It is.
Yeah, I don't like that fuck nigga. I don't like him too. You might post some shit that...
You don't even mean it.
Yeah, you don't even mean it. But you just going with as a man, you got to stand on your square, man. Don't be a follower. Like, just because another person disagree or don't like a person, that don't have to be your story. Be neutral. Because you never know who hearing these conversations. Somebody was talking about me outside of a kid's play on the sidewalk. Imagine this. And somebody listened, just heard briefcase, and they pulled their phone out and just hit record. It was my brother girlfriend took her daughter to a play. And what I seen on that camera, bro, it hurt my heart. I'm not gonna say no names, but it was somebody I respected. They used to come to my house, gamble, and do all type of shit. Big homie too. But he was on the sidewalk. He wasn't speaking no ill will against me, but it was kind of him agreeing with this other dude that's a hater of mine. And he had the perfect chance to either stand up for me or just be neutral. And he failed that test. But you never know who listening. When you out in the public talking about people, just keep it neutral. Yeah, we talk shit. Do that behind doors. Do that behind closed doors. That's where you do that at. But yeah, you got to be careful. Don't be no follower, man. Have your own mind.
Right.
Yeah.
Fellas, how important is the first impression when it comes anything? Women.
First impression is everything. I think when we speaking generally, you know, and you shake someone's hand or you meet someone for the first time, that first impression is everything. Because sometimes people will meet you and they'll never forget you. So I think first impression is super important. And I think people should be more conscious of how they act when they're meeting or seeing a person for the first time. I think a lot of the times we could be judgmental and we could just kind of jump to a conclusion or be in a mood, you feel me, where we feel like we just don't want to fuck with that situation or have etiquette or manners, you know what I'm saying? And all of those things are really important. You feel me?
Nah, I feel you. First impressions are everything because essentially it sets the tone. And that don't mean that it can't change at some point, but it sets the tone based on how this individual is going to treat you, if they have respect for you, if they even value you as a human being.
Mm-hmm.
So how you definitely present yourself initially is super, super important, especially if you operate in the professional world. You know, just as a young professional, corporate space, like you have to be very professional. You have to carry yourself right, down to the small details, answering the questions correctly, and just, you know, asking the right questions. All of that matters, even when you're dealing with the young lady, with the girl. You know, like we were just talking about
facts.
earlier, keeping it real up front. If you just want to vibe with her,
I
keep
think
it real. Vibe out.
That's really the most important rule. Like if you're trying to live and coexist in peace, you feel me? Like I'm really
Peace. I just had to throw that out there.
I'm really big on that, man, because it's when it comes to first impression in a female, it's like you got one chance to get it right, and that's when you meet her. Or if it's not in that moment, it's gonna be right after you meet her. You feel me? And in the sense of like, whatever your situation is, don't sugarcoat it. Don't try to avoid answering certain questions, and just be straight up and be cold with it. Like, tell them what the situation is. You feel me? And you'd be surprised what kind of responses and reactions you'll get by doing that. But if you don't do it first and you decide you want to do it even 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later, like, or a year later, like, actually the more time that go by, the worse, for real.
Yeah.
You feel me? So, because once they do find out or you decide, okay, you know what, I'm going to just be real. Nigga, it's too late.
It's too late. Only time that will work is if, like, let's say you meet the individual, you meet the person, and then time goes by where y'all haven't really been speaking much, and it's the first time y'all seen each other. Now, a few weeks, a month, however long it's been, that's been in between, that's still fine because technically that would be the second time that you're I guess engaging or speaking with that individual. That's the only, I guess, alternative or other way that I see that it will work.
You can't renege on that. And so, like, I would just say it's a lot easier, bro. To all the bros, it's just a lot easier. She's gonna say no, or she's gonna accept the unusual circumstance that you ain't expect her to accept. and she gonna respect you more in the process. You feel me?
And if she says no, she's pushing you forward to your next yes. Because now you're just moving on.
That too, and you know, it's also, again, the respect, bro. Respect is such an important word because you told the truth, so she has no choice but to respect you from that point on.
Yeah.
You create either a person who looks at you and respects you, or you create an ally, or you create a friend, or you create a resource. You feel me? You don't just, you know, you ain't gotta pull out a list and be like, all right, so these are all the things wrong with me, or these are, nah, take your time. Like, you don't need to be so serious so quickly.
Yeah.
But don't withdraw information unnecessarily, bro. It's just it ain't never gonna work, bro.
Yeah.
And you might end up liking this girl for real. Be like, damn, I want to be real now. It's too late, bro. She ain't gonna respect you.
Don't try too hard, man. Just be yourself. That's what I tell people. Just be yourself. I mean, it don't get no better than being yourself. That's how I look at it, because that's the person that you wake up to as every day, who you are. When you start trying to make certain things look a certain way, or you act a certain way to get a certain attention from somebody, you faking the funk anyway. So they ain't gonna never, you know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna never turn out right. So just be yourself. Like, fuck all that, you know, I got this. Man, some people don't even give a fuck about that.
Here's a simple one. You got hoes, huh? Yeah, I got a few. Oh yeah, of course. But like, it's a simple answer. You feel me? And that little answer right there, oh, you got, that might, you know what I'm saying? That might, she gonna either be, oh no, I'm straight, I don't fuck with that, which is probably like a 30% chance, to be real with y'all. And like, the other 70% of the time is gonna be like, oh, okay, well, shit, what they look like? Nah, not like that, but you know, it's not that serious at that point. It's only serious when you lie about it, like I said. So
At that point, they already accepted you for who you are because you being honest and transparent.
Right. You know? And I posted a story this week with 3 girls in the mirror, and mostly girls liked it. You feel me? Because I'm not hiding nothing from the world at all. Like, this is my life.
Yeah, you got to be careful telling a woman too much of your personal information when you meet her.
Yeah, don't do that.
It's actually a turn off to them. You telling your whole life story. My daddy used to beat me with a hammer, all the weird shit. Nobody don't hear that shit, man.
Yo,
She might think you a
my
weirdo,
nigga,
man.
one of my niggas, bro.
I know.
He met a bitch outside, bro, a couple weeks ago. And the first night they met, they was on the phone for 10 hours. I said, nigga, you fucked up.
Yeah, boy.
Nigga, you fucked up so bad. It's over with.
But the thing about it is easy to do that. You get caught into doing that. You got to intentionally stop the conversation. You know, if you got to lie, listen, I got to be up in the morning. I'll talk to you
or
later,
don't
man.
be so deep. And don't be so deep into each other's minds, bro. Stop.
Some women, I mean,
gotta
some
relax with the
conversations be that
sexual
good.
shit, bro. Gotta chill out, because that shit, don't be like, yeah, well,
That
you
boy
know.
took it too far.
Like, nah, nigga, like.
10 hours the first night. Now you can never tell her you ain't got time, you busy. You just gave her 10 hours first
Bro,
night.
you gave her 10 hours.
you
now
can't-
she
I
know-
mean, you can meet a girl the first night and spend 10 hours with her, though. You ain't got to be on the phone, though.
Right,
Yeah,
I'm
you know
saying, in that 10 hours, limit the deep conversation, bro, as far as, like, your life, what you been through, your trauma, your exes, your kids, your being,
Yeah.
like, nigga.
But some girls,
Nah,
some,
nigga, don't
but
do
some
that.
girls are really, like, some women are listeners,
Some people
though.
probably connect like that.
Yeah, I can say some girls are listeners too, though, where it helps them heal within their own self. They might not be more expressive about, like, hey, I want to talk about that, but then again, they listening. They like, I ain't by myself in this world dealing with these situations. But I definitely understand, like, yeah, you keep that shit limited, but at the same time, bro probably really need to get it off his chest. You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
you don't do that with a woman, bro. There's certain stuff you better
Too
not.
soon, man.
Even your secrets, bro. I was watching the FBI files, bro. This guy, I guess he beat his wife bad. He said, I'm gonna get this fuck nigga. She knew about a murder he was bragging about. Yeah, she wanted them people on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see,
Nah,
that's
that's
women
common.
shit. They too
Yeah, that's
emotional,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, but
So you around telling all your business.
not
Just
somebody.
like
Oh yeah, I done scammed the government.
The situation
Oh yeah,
with
she gonna
Rollo.
write that in her notes. Oh yeah, he scammed
Remember?
the government.
Oh, yeah.
Situation with Rollo.
Put the people on.
right? Remember when somebody got killed? No, was it not Rollo? Who was it? In Atlanta, when the girl called the cops saying that was a
Young
trap
Scooter,
house.
Young Scooter.
Young Scooter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro. I'm trying to tell you.
Somebody was on the phone, pillow talking with her too much, telling everything that's going on with that spot.
So she got enough
She called
feelings,
them
bro.
peoples. And as soon as she called them, what happened? Young Scooter.
Especially if you do something illegal. You can't tell your lady because if them people ever get her in the room and squeeze her, if she really knows something, she go tell.
And here's my thing. Here's my thing with that too, right?
But if she don't know
most of the
nothing,
time
here's
they
my
not
thing
one of
with
them.
that.
if,
I'm
if
with
she
Brief
don't
on
know
this
nothing,
one. I'm gonna tell you why.
She can't get squeezed.
I'm with Brief. I'm gonna tell you why. Exactly what he just said. Here's why. Because at that moment, you're not hiding nothing from your significant other or your partner or whoever this person may be. The person you're talking to is more so you're kind of protecting them. Because if something happens and you're operating in a world where you're committing or doing illegal activities, you know once they come for you, they're gonna come for that person, right? Because 9 times out of 10, they're not expecting for you to school on yourself, so they're gonna go to the closest person to you that they could try to squeeze whatever bit of information out of. So you don't overshare because that person can't share anything with authorities that they have no knowledge about. See, a lot of guys, they pillow talk way too much to their significant other, girlfriend, girl they talking to, whatever the case may be. And it comes back to haunt them because in reality, you have to think wise, like, hold on, if something happens, do I trust this individual to not school on me? Even if you do, think twice. Again.
Yeah. But that's if you live in that life, though.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the people that's not living
But
that
even
life.
if you're not living that life, you still got to be careful because that individual you're telling this information to may still go squeal when y'all no longer together and
I'm
be
just
like, oh yeah,
saying,
that's what
just-
their homeboys and their friends do to other people,
Yeah.
and then that person might turn around and go tell whoever else.
But I'm saying not even like the harsh conversation that you're talking about right now. But what about just genuine conversations about life in general?
Oh, no, those
like,
conversations,
you know what I'm saying?
you need
Like,
to have them, 'cause that's how you get to
yeah,
really
that's
know
what I'm
the
saying.
person that
It's
you're
you
dealing
could
with.
conversate
Yeah.
with a person 8 hours of just talk
Nah,
about
those
life, though. You know what I'm
conversations are very
saying? And
necessary.
being ambitious and what drives you and what motivates you throughout the day. Like, I mean, I know I don't been on the phone with a few people in my lifetime where we was just talking. It wasn't really nothing that they can use against me. You know what I'm saying? It was just good conversations. It actually built good friendships, and sometimes it built good relationships. Like I could say majority of my younger days, I fucked up the relationship. I know who I was when I was younger. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I was moving a certain way, but at the same time, I understand, like, I helped that person go through a life lesson dealing with a man at the end of the day. Just like, like what y'all saying too. So I do agree with what y'all saying for sure. But I also understand that, like, sometimes it be necessary to have find somebody random and have a conversation with. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nobody promised tomorrow.
Nah, that's real.
So
I feel like I've been enjoying deep conversation less and less, man. I ain't gonna lie. And
For real.
yeah, I know it sounds crazy, but it's just like I would say I guess it's one person at a time that I'm able to speak to like that. You get what I'm saying?
it gotta
So,
be, yeah.
You know, that I guess that has a lot to do with it because I don't like having deep conversations
With multiple people.
with.
Yeah.
I can't like.
Yeah, you
I don't have
stressing yourself.
the bandwidth for that.
Yeah, you stressing yourself too.
I don't like to
too
explain
thin.
shit multiple times. I don't like to. I just don't want to do it. I ain't gonna lie, it's unattractive to me. Like all this.
See, I can't help it. Not even with women, anybody. I just like to talk, I be having deep conversations with a homeless person, literally, about life, about 30, 40 minutes on the sidewalk. Like, so it'd be like that, Yeah.
I was reading something, right? And it had me thinking. They were saying that that this is pertaining to drugs versus medicine, right? And what it said was there's no difference between drugs and medicine. It's just the intent. Because you're taking the medicine with the intentions to cure yourself, to heal yourself, but it has drugs in it, which is why it's over the counter. And so I guess ultimately what they were saying is that a drug user and someone who's taking medicine, there's no real difference as opposed to the person that's hooked on drugs. It's more so the intent. A drug user is using it to escape something, where someone that's using it for medical purposes is using it to heal, but ultimately the drug helps you escape whatever it is that you're trying to escape in that moment. If it's pain, you take painkillers. But somebody might be popping them just to feel good and to escape their reality.
But it affect the body the same.
But it affects the body the same.
Yeah, that's deep. But let me say this. All drug users don't do drugs to escape anything. They just want to be high, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
They just want to feel it high. I want to be high.
Yeah.
They have a good life.
Even
they
for
just
that.
want to be high.
Even for that, even if you're using it just for that,
Yeah.
it's still being used to elevate you into a space where you normally wouldn't be. And there's no knock to that. I'm not saying it in a negative way or to view them in a bad light or whatever the case may be. It's more so it had me thinking like, damn, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It does. It makes sense.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Definitely makes sense.
I just feel like if you on certain drugs, then shit, you fucked up. Like certain drugs ain't.
Nah,
certain drugs will kill you. You know what I'm saying?
And cracking
That's what I'm saying.
But even with that, you could throw that in there.
Yeah, because some people live a long time on that
Yeah,
shit.
because some people.
You know what I'm saying?
Man,
I was about to say something, but some people are functionable human beings.
There's
off
two
of-
things
off
that
of
make
drugs.
you immortal. It's crack and Black and Miles.
Nah, man, not the mouse.
Listen, bro. Motherfuckers who smoke Black and Miles can do anything, bro. Fix your
Nah.
car. They gonna cut your hair. They
Bruh.
probably trap. They can do a backflip.
Man, I used to smoke heavy on the miles as a jit.
Exactly my point. You proving my point, bro. What you can't do?
I was,
Well,
bro.
what can't you do,
Bar the
bro?
neighborhood handyman,
That's
bro,
what I'm
fixing
saying,
everything.
nigga, like,
I ain't fixed not one tire, ain't put no tire together. I'm at the shop. No, but
you're the milkman.
back to what you were saying for sure. But back to what you were saying, I feel like yeah, it is using that term too when you think about drugs. Cause like my grandparents, they be like, I'm finna go to the drugstore. Walgreens, but I'm finna go to the drugstore. You know what I'm saying? I had dealt with coaches back in my like when I got hurt one time, and one of my coaches was like, "Oh, you ain't gonna take these oxycodone?" I said, "Hell no, this shit made me throw up. Oh, let me get him." You ain't playing? What you think? Like, you feel me? But he was on them though. He was on them. I gave him the whole. Every time I got a refill, I gave it straight to him. Then he started like throwing me a little cash behind him, like.
Of course, nigga, you throwing him money.
But I ain't realized, you know what I'm saying? At that time, I'm not even understanding like, oh, you using these.
You fronting him the pack,
yeah.
man.
But I'm like,
you fronting him the pack, man.
like,
Use
like,
the plug.
you know what I'm saying? Like that, like how you feel about weed. Like, man, this ain't nothing for me. This ain't making me feel no kind of way. But for some, like you said, for some people, it's addictive. But I feel like you just can't get addicted to any drug, whether it's over the counter or it's street drug. Honestly.
No, I agree with you on that because I take pride in that. Like, I guess, remember I asked you the other day, I was like, we were just having a casual conversation, and I said it in the moment, but after we got off the phone, I really sat back and I thought about it, like, what vice do I really have? Don't really smoke, don't drink. Outside of hustling,
hold on, I got
grinding,
you.
No, those
love
cigars.
being
Those
around,
cigars.
That boy a cigar.
love being around my family, my
loves
children.
cigars.
He be on the cigars
With the
now.
exception, but I don't really smoke them like that. Like
I remember
I
you
knew
ain't
it.
never smoke 'em.
Yeah, but it's more so. Okay, here's the thing with the whole
Like,
cigar
what that
thing,
came
right?
about, 'cause
Here's what that is.
The
Here's what
chick is
that is. Here's what that is. Right. Always remember this. There's a niche or a niche, however you say it, or a group of individuals that operates in that world. Right. You've never seen a bum cigar smoker.
Shit, me. You had to go over
No,
town.
nigga,
boy.
that means they found it on the ground or that's their last resort. Meaning what I'm saying is
OT
this
the
nigga
culture.
said shit me.
Let you roll up a newspaper and smoke it, boy. You think they won't smoke a cigar?
No, but that's not what I'm saying. They may smoke a cigar, but that's not what they're looking for. That's what
Word.
they ended up with. Most of the time when you see cigar smokers, they're successful individuals. And you don't hear people passing and sharing a cigar around. You go to
That's
cigar
your
lounges,
philosophy, yeah.
right? Who do you normally see in there?
I'm getting
I
a
know what
buzz
it
right now thinking
appears.
about a
I
cigar.
see.
Regardless off of that, right?
Okay. I mean, it looked like some business-minded type professionals.
Exactly.
That's what it looked like.
That's what it looked like. You go there to pass time, to network, to socialize.
Hey.
And then that's where you build off of.
You know the mob smoke
you
cigars, right?
Who?
The mob. And they wear three-piece suits with cigars and they kill people.
Right.
Are they good
But
people?
ultimately, they may not be good people, but ultimately they were businessmen. So it's about what you're going there for. You could be a
But they
cold-blooded
kill us
murderer.
too.
Nigga, we from the hood. How many niggas you know that I ain't gonna put that out there. We'll leave
But I'm
that
just saying,
alone.
I'm just saying.
But what I'm saying is it don't matter
Cursed
what
up.
they do, it's what you're doing, is the transaction or the business that you're doing with them. They could be a cold-blooded, stone-cold killer. But y'all conducting good business. He
The
might
judge, the judge that imposing justice on people, that give a motherfucker life for being
That's
black.
who you gonna see at the-
He's smoking a cigar too.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
He's evil.
He is evil because a lot of the wardens are paying them to fill up their prisons, yeah. But ultimately, he's doing a job.
Yeah. But you saying that's what got you in
You
that
get what I'm saying?
in that area.
That's your
Of
networking
like,
niche.
yeah.
Bingo.
Yeah.
That's where I go to network.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
You know what we go network, dog. You know what we go.
You feel me? That's where I go to
Yeah.
network. Because 9 out of 10 times, everyone that's there are successful individuals. So now you sit there, you had a conversation, you converse. Okay, so, boom, boom, boom. Oh, shit. Oh, I'm the judge. I'm the mayor. I met them people in there. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
You going to a certain cigar lounge.
Right.
You're not going just wherever.
Nah,
just to hear the
But
fuck
look, that's
cigar.
the thing,
Because I
man.
could just do that in my backyard. Because ultimately, what I'm saying is you leverage it and you position yourself to where it becomes, where you turn it into a positive.
So what I can say, them same cigar smokers do coke.
That's their business. I ain't doing coke with them. You see what I'm saying?
So they
I
done
don't
did
care.
that line. Now that
I don't
cigar
care what they do.
smoothing them out.
Hey, if that's the case, then I hope they come high as hell to the point where they're spilling all the information to me.
Can a person bring a black and mild to a cigar lounge? It's still
I
it
never
is a
seen it. I
cigar.
don't think they'll let. I don't know. I've never seen it.
It's still a cigar though.
I never seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't trust people that smoke black and miles though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I just don't.
Because they
bro.
good at everything, man. You never know. Take your job, take your bitch,
There's just something about
take
that.
your
like,
position on the court.
especially if I see a girl smoking as a black.
Oh, that's
no.
dead. She construction
That's a
worker.
rare.
boy.
That's a
That's
scary
She
sight.
working
I'm
constructions for sure.
I'm not sure I've seen that in a very long time.
Yeah,
That's a
spooky.
scary sight right there, boy.
Yeah. But shit.
That's all.
I ain't lie. I tried to do the cigar. I mean, on his birthday a couple years ago. I tried to do the cigar.
When?
When we had it at Cheetahs, and I came, 2023,
Yeah,
2
yeah.
years
Nah,
ago.
cigars are vibe though. I like cigars.
It's a vibe, man. But that's because you're smoking like it's weed. You're not supposed to. inhale.
Nah, it's not. I knew how to smoke a cigar. I've been in the Bahamas. I don't had a cigar on the boat. It's just that ain't my.
It's just not your thing.
Yeah, it's not my thing, man.
No,
I'm in
it's
that
not your
bit.
thing.
I'm like, oh, this shit. You feel me? It's just like that ain't what I'm on. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just the way it is. Just like that shit strong as shit. And y'all wasn't smoking no regular ass cigars either. Y'all
Nah, but
passing.
they got different.
Yeah, y'all passing the shit that really get to your head. I'm like, nah. This liquor and this ain't gonna work.
Got puffers and you got smokers, man. I don't smoke with the puffers.
Yeah, I can't.
Nah, you end up choking, bro.
Yeah. My lungs learn how to. My lungs don't learn a certain way, and it just took me somewhere else. I'm like, you know what? Happy birthday, brother, but I can't do this though.
Nah, it's all good. It ain't your thing.
I took a shot with you. I'm cool.
Yeah, we vibe.
Yeah.
Nah, for sure. Anything else y'all want to touch on before we conclude?
I want to get on. I want to talk about Darius Hayes,
Yeah.
the Miami Hurricanes linebacker, just was in a tragic accident Saturday, day before Mother's Day. 3 people died in the accident. He was hospitalized. I just want to just talk about the fact that, like, not saying the NIL has something to do with it. Of course it don't. But it also is putting kids in positions. Listen to what I said kids. You know what I'm saying? Because you still young at that age. You know what I'm saying? And you kind of living, you know how we was at that age. We were living on the edge a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think you could do certain things. You think you could get away. But lately, if we think about it, a lot of these kids are creating a life that they can't know, like, you know what I'm saying, they can't get away from. So, like, now this kid that had a potential career of being an NFL player, he's going through a homicide right now in a car accident. And it wasn't like they hit him, he hit them. You get what I'm saying? So, we just dealt with who? Kyron Lacey a month ago. We just dealt with him, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, we just dealt with a kid losing his mental off a simple mistake. Like you said, we all made mistakes before as kids. But when you have death involved, those mistakes are hard to come from. Like get up out of that. So prayers out to the ones, families who have their lost ones. And I'm praying for him too, because I know right now, NIL can't get you out of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is real. This is real. This is something that I feel like a lot of college kids need to understand. Like, you can have all the money in the world, but it could go away just like that. You know what I'm saying? We just dealt with Henry Ruggs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is an ongoing thing right now with these car accidents and these players. And having a bag is cool, but if you're not using it right and you're not moving correctly out here, it could harm you. So, like I said, the NIL is definitely a blessing, but it's also a curse for some of these kids.
I mean, honestly, that shit going down every day, bro. And it's not even just the athletes, bro. It's motherfuckers is speed demons, bro.
Yeah, bro.
It's just something
this
that
a human nature problem,
Yeah.
bro. There's not nothing to do with no plan.
I get
bro.
what you're saying, but when I get what you're saying, but let me just take my 4 years of college, right? Motherfuckers who couldn't get no car, guess how they got around? Somebody that was responsible to get them home and back. You can't say that you heard this many accidents from athletes in the collegiate level, killed, like, people dying off of accidents that you can't name players. We could talk about
but
so many.
We also didn't have the media to cover it, bro. I think
Yes, we did. I was Facebook and Instagram was out when I was in college.
Yeah,
we're
but
not gonna say that
it was a machine like it is now.
It been a machine. Honestly, it been a machine since it started. That's the whole reason of how people even got to know people.
So what you're saying is the access to NIL,
The access to
the access to the funds.
it's
to be able to
changed.
purchase the vehicle
Yeah,
is-
it's changed. It has changed, and we can't say it hasn't, because you finding out guys committing. For one, we don't see guys commit suicide. We don't see guys kill people in situations. Like I said, I remember being the designated driver because I had a car. My friends, they first round draft picks, everything, but they had somebody that was responsible to get them, even to get home. I used to drive. Remember, I used to drive them boys from Gainesville all the way down here.
But you know,
So when they got home,
guys-
they was always responsible. I just feel like now that these boys got that money, and it's, you know how it is.
Yeah,
when
but
you
that's
got a
the
whole bunch of
negative
money.
side of it. The positive side is some players that's probably paying the Uber XL luxury. They probably hiring a
That's what I'm
driver
saying.
with
It's
an
a-
SUV.
yeah,
They
I'm
drive
saying
them
it's
around.
a blessing and a curse.
Yeah,
at the same
everybody
time.
not.
But I'm just what
But
I'm
I
saying
got
is
you.
for
I
the
hear you.
viewers to,
No, I got you.
young guys that will be getting NIL deals within a year or two from now. So I want them to understand that, hey, look, it might look like this, but hey, you ain't gotta buy that car. For real, like I'm saying, like you can still treat it just how I was treating it in college, or my friends was, where we patch up in the whip. We go where we gotta go. Oh, you gotta go to Tampa. All right, I'm gonna drop you off to Tampa. Drop you off in Orlando.
They ain't doing that, boy. That NIL is flowing. Them young niggas is getting their
Right.
own whips and they sliding, boy.
But look what's going on though.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I understand it from your
Look what's
perspective.
going on.
But at the end of the day,
Cause them people who lost their life, they family don't give a fuck about how you feel about that NIL. Cause your ass they gonna send your ass to jail regardless. You can't
Yeah,
get
but
out of that situation. That's homicide.
yeah,
You can't get
that's-
out of that situation.
that's the consequences for the
wait,
decision that he made.
but did he?
But it wasn't intentional.
No, it's not
Wait, did he
intentional.
stop?
Hmm?
Wait, he didn't run, right? He didn't leave the scene or anything.
He couldn't. He was hospitalized.
Oh, okay. Well, that's he probably still can get out of that a little bit. He didn't leave the scene. He fucked up too. Yeah, you got to pay for them homicides some type of way, but it's not like he was.
Yeah, it wasn't intentional.
Yeah, let's just say he
wasn't-
drunk. He left
it
the
wasn't
scene.
No, no,
maybe
no,
died.
yeah,
it
but
wasn't
Yeah, it's not. I don't think
premeditated
it's like that.
no, it's not. Yeah, but it's just
But yeah,
your
somebody
life
lost
ain't
their
the
life,
same.
boy.
Yeah, your life ain't gonna never be the same. Mind you get football. You might not get the chance to play football again.
Yeah.
Hey, that's
You
why
know what I'm
NIL is important. So you get your money now. You don't know what the future holds.
Yeah.
Get it
Yes,
now. Get it on the
sir.
front end, so you, just in case.
Them
'cause-
court fees they hit. They gonna take.
Yeah,
all
they gonna
that.
hit them. They gonna hit
They
them.
taking all that.
Yeah.
But
Hey.
yeah,
Another episode in the books, fellas. Episode 29. Y'all already know what it is. You know what it ain't.
Facts.
Growth Process Podcast. We out of here.
We
Briefcase
out.
Tony, Spider, Bar AG. We all on the check-in. We here with you. 29 straight episode, fellas. Damn.
Getting there.
We ain't fucking off.
make sure you
We gonna
subscribe to
crack
the
50
channel,
soon.
man. Click that button like
Subscribe.
they say.
Subscribe now.
Definitely. Subscribe, like, follow, do what you got to do. Tap in with us, activate. We ain't going nowhere, clearly. So you might as well rock with us now before you just
Get
become a
used to us.
afterthought later on. With that being said, we out of here. Bow.